All right, all right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Prophet John here. Okay, so this is gonna be a quick video because we talked about in the last video I did about the coronavirus. We talked about that I was told that a new virus was going to come right after the coronavirus. Now, a virus called norovirus came out of nowhere, but that's not the one that I was told about, in my opinion, because that one is not 10 times worse than the coronavirus. So it's supposed to be a virus that is 10 times worse than the coronavirus. Okay. And it's supposed to come after the coronavirus. The coronavirus is still going on now. But when I made that video, I even told you guys, let's watch the numbers here because the numbers need to start to fade, even though these are the fake numbers, and we'll truly not know what the real numbers are. There is people in China and people in the anti-communist government and other groups that are telling people the real numbers, and they're saying 1.5 million people are actually infected, and some other stuff, right? Thousands of people have died and things like that. It's way worse than what people are saying. But the good news is that it's being confined. It's like, if you can see here, it's not really spreading throughout the world. It's basically China. You know what I mean? And so when you quarantine all of China, then and you got the vaccines to make you got the cure for this thing that makes you recover quickly within 2 weeks, then everybody will be okay. Okay, I see the death toll is at 814. That keeps rising by like 100 a day now. But look at the recovery. The recovery is massive now. The recovery is skyrocketing because people are getting the quarantine, or people are taking the cure shots or whatever, and they're starting to recover at a way faster pace. Okay, but also the new infected numbers are down. As you can see here, we looks like we hit a plateau, right? And so now we're starting to go sideways down, and we might even we could still shoot up one more time. We don't know, but we're starting to we're starting to plateau now. It looks like we went and now we're starting. We didn't get that climax, okay, and that's because, well, at least right now, and it's because I was told that a new virus, they're preparing a new virus. So it looks like they're going to let this one go. And when I said that, I was like, I'm gonna watch the numbers, because if they're preparing a new virus for the global world, and this was a test drill, then the numbers are going to start to fade of newly infected, at least on the fake numbers, right? The real numbers, we just don't know what's going on because we don't live in China, and only China knows what's going on with their real numbers. Um, and now the one of the best decoders in the world, um, he made something very interesting and clear. He said when he was doing the decoding of the coronavirus, he said something is China is acting weird. They're not acting like they normally would act if this was something that they didn't know anything about. Okay, or if this was some type of attack by another country like America, or the cabal or something else, right? They're acting like they knew about it, right? And so, and because they haven't attacked anybody, they haven't come out and said this country did this, or this entity did this to us, and we're going to now come and attack them. They didn't. They haven't done that yet, and they haven't acted like that at all. So he believes, not going to say the decoder's name because he's one of the top decoders in the world. And he in his decoding, he found in his decoding that China's behind this for depopulation. And he's also saying that China's behind this. Now, of course, that China's runs with the deep state as well, right? The cabal. The cabal's everywhere, right? And so maybe the deep state cabal in China, working with other deep state countries, are in on this together. And that's what he said. Okay, he's saying that the deep state in China and other countries are doing this for depopulation of China. Okay, that's in his decodings, and this is why China is acting differently for this one than they did the SARS or any other one. This one they knew about. and that's why. It's for. And also he said that it could also be for what do you call it? People that have bad social media grades. You know how China does the social media grading, and if you have a bad grade, you can't even fly out the country of China, and they monitor you and they'll come and arrest you for if you're being bad on social media, right? That's ridiculous, by the way. But that's what communism does to people, brainwashes people. But he says that it's an easy way to go get those people. And I was like, wow. I didn't ever think about that. It is an easy way to get those people. You can go door to door because everybody's in the house and pull those people out, right? So, yeah, that's scary, but that could be the case as well. As you can see, we have live video on YouTube of China government going after people that are talking on social media. Right? So if you think that's far fetched, then they're going after people that are talking about the coronavirus on social media. Okay, and that's on Instagram, that's on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, that's all over. So Snapchat, they got government people knocking down doors and going after people that are talking about the coronavirus on social media in China. So yeah. So you want to talk about no, that could not happen. Well, look. Have you seen the recent videos and the videos of the last month and a half of Chinese people knocking down doors and taking people out their homes and dragging people out? Okay. You talked about the coronavirus on social media. You're now a threat to the government. It's golly. Well, that's what happens when you live in communism country. So for those people that live in communist country and thought they were safe, you out of your mind. You out of your mind if you think you're safe in a communist country. They can design anything they want and put it against you. You know. So don't ever think you're safe in a communist country. That's just a lie from the pit of hell. Okay, so but yeah, so this is what's going on, and I was watching the numbers, and I'm like, okay, if a new virus is coming out, and they're gonna be, and this one was just a test drill, which was a major test drill behind the scenes because we didn't get the real numbers. If we had gotten the real numbers, this would have been probably one of the worst, viruses in mankind history. Right? It'd have been maybe a top 15, top 20 virus in mankind history, right? But we didn't get the real numbers, and that was done on purpose. It was done because China is working behind it. If China was attacked by another country by this, they would have put out the real numbers, in my opinion, because they would want help quickly, and they would want assistance, and they would want money and donations. You know what I mean? But if they're doing it, if they're behind it as well, they're not going to put out the real numbers, especially if it's for depopulation, right? And to punish those that have low social media grades and remove them from society, right? So it makes. I was thinking about it, and my, the world's leading decoder talked about it and decoded it, and it makes sense now because China's not acting normal like they do for other things, and that's because they're behind it. So I was wondering the same thing for weeks now, and he decoded it perfectly, and that's what it is. Now the social media thing could be something, could be it true, could not be true. He doesn't know 100% certain. He's probably 50-50 on that, but China's behind this as well. So China's behind the coronavirus. They're in on it, and so are many other countries are in on this thing for depopulation. Peace out, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I know that these videos, all the coronavirus videos on YouTube are being demonetized. Okay, so and so that's another thing when the deep state are censoring and demonetizing content. That's because they're in on it as well. They don't want people to talk about it, give their opinions about it. Okay, and then they'll put down there on your video, go to the World Health Organization, like the World Health Organization is it's a Bible of diseases and viruses or something, right? They're lead people to things that they believe is fact, and not people that are just talking on YouTube that can make up any type of stories they want, which we should be able to do because it's a free country, and most countries have the right to do that. Most countries are not communists, so people should have the right to get on YouTube and talk the way they want and about the coronavirus and give their opinion on it. So they're censoring all of that, and I believe it's because China and other countries are in on this for depopulation. Peace out, God bless. And we know the Bill Gates Foundation is definitely in on it for depopulation. That's what they want to do. Bill Gates has talked about that many interviews about depopulation of the global world because it's best for the world to minimize itself down to 500 million people. But whatever. Anyways, that's it. Peace out. God bless, and we'll continue to watch the numbers and see if these continue to come down, and then the recovery continues to shoot up. So we want the recovery to shoot up. We want the infected, newly infected, to start to come down, and then we will know that okay, it's tapping out. Okay, and then we're gonna probably the media and everybody else will move on to something else, and then boom, another virus is expected to come out. Is what I'm told, and this one's gonna be 10 times worse. So we'll just wait on that and see if that actually happens. If it doesn't happen, and the coronavirus starts to pick back up again and start to break out into the 50,000s and plus and up toward 100,000, then we'll continue to cover it as it is. Nothing is guaranteed. Just because I get word on things doesn't mean it's going to happen. So we're going to continue to watch this carefully. Continue to pray for the people in China and everywhere else that's happening with this, that are being affected by this. And they're using it as a scare tactic. We get that, and we understand that as well. And we'll see what they have up next up their sleeves going forward. Peace out, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Be blessed. Eyes open.